Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day, unless you're a turkey. And then it might not be so happy for you. I'm not actually going to make a turkey. I just don't like turkey enough to have the mess in my kitchen. I learned that many years ago. If I'm at somebody else's house and they want to fuck with the turkey, I'll eat some turkey. But I decided a long time ago, I guess I don't like it enough to deal with the cleanup and the carcass. All right, so anyways, we are a day behind now. Today, we need to manifest more strength. And maybe later, if I'm feeling strong enough, funny jokes, hang out with the trees again. It's a work day for me. I'm not going anywhere. I've decided to avoid my family for their sake, because if I start hacking like an old man, which I have been doing all of November, I think I'll freak them out. I really do, because everyone is just so scared of getting sick, and it's you know what? I kind of just gonna hang tight here in my space, and I won't have to travel, and it's just kind of like a whatever holiday, obviously, because I'm actually excited to do podcasts and upload. So here's what happened. Yesterday, I showed up with, 100 strength cards on the table. I think there's 15 or something. And I was we are ready to manifest more strength. But my podcasting platform, which is Anchor Radio, because there was a time where they paid me to say their ads, but now they don't. They'll only let you earn $50 and then they cut you off. All right, so anyways, they were down. And I was because I was trying to upload my intro, upload, and I'm all right, is my Wi-Fi on? Check this, check that. Finally got on Twitter. They were down because I think they host through Amazon, and they were down. And Anchor's owned by Spotify. So Spotify, Anchor, Twitter, I'm geez, maybe my podcast hosting isn't with the best type of folks. Sorry, but I see right through the facade everybody puts on. Anyways, nonetheless, I did not do any podcasts yesterday because they didn't get back up and running until late last night. They were down all freaking day. So anyways, there are other ways for me to, do podcasting, but it was just so easy to sign up with them that I was fine. However, it's a good reminder that when you have all your eggs in one basket, that basket can, be hidden from you or taken away or lit on fire. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to put my podcast audios in videos and put them on YouTube, and maybe put them on another new tube in case YouTube ever goes down. So I'm trying to back things up. I'm trying to encourage people to download the herbal ones if they really like them, and over at Herbal Marie. I don't know why I just decided to eat a gummy fruit. Because it's Thanksgiving, bitch. Anyways, download things if you like them, because you never know when people are going to be wiped out. All right. Focus on your strengths is what we're going to talk about today. Manifest more strength. Moving back to wholeness. Understanding that we have the power. Looking into our inner strength. Yeah, we'll touch upon physical strength, because as of this now moment, we are still in physical bodies. So we might as well be able to throw a punch. Hashtag advice from mom. So we've got so many different kinds of cards today. Hopefully I'll be able to deliver this in a rather like not so fucking long version. Like I have like gotten caught up with, I think the last Manifest More one we did was spirituality, and I literally talked for 3 days when I shouldn't have. Like, how long is it going to take us to get it in our heads that we are strong? Yeah, we need to be strong. We could be stronger. We can manifest more strength anytime we want. And everything we need is actually inside of us. So some other things that are popping up right away for me. We have the Green Man, who is manifested with the oak. We actually have 3 oaks. 3 oak tree cards, and I didn't even get out my tree decks. This is just other decks that use the oak tree as a mascot. Yeah, that's the right word. Mascot for strength and masculinity and wisdom and just bam, he's strong boy. Oak is a strong man, and he wants us to also be strong men. You're like, what? Just go with me here. So nothing moves me from my path to light, because I have complete confidence in myself, inner strength, recognizing that I have the power. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, with spirit, with my higher self, with the real me, I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. So we're going to manifest more strength today, you guys. We should have done this at the beginning of November, but I guess, like for me personally, I had to pull into that well and reserve of strength on my own, right? Like without doing the podcast. I am stronger than I realize, and so are you. And so are you. So welcome back to Ho. Day late because, other people couldn't get their shit together. Happy Thanksgiving. Feel grateful for the amount of strength that you are able to focus on right now, and know that we can focus more intently and build it. We can manifest more strength. We can build strength. If you can only pick up a can of soup right now, if you keep on picking up that can of soup and then you turn it into 2 cans of soup, you literally will build strength. There's this like awesome old story of a farmer who every day would walk his calf, his little baby cow, across the pasture. But once they got to this one part, there was a fence that the baby calf was too little to get over. So the farmer would pick up the baby calf and put him on the other side of the fence, and then he could go graze in the grass. Well, day by day by day, the farmer walks the baby calf down to the fence and picks up the baby calf, the baby cow, puts it on the other side. Day after day after day. Well, you know what happens in this story, right? Eventually, the farmer is walking a full-size cow down to the fence, lifting the full-size cow over the fence. And the thing is, he never realized that he could do that, because can you lift a cow? No, but every day, as the cow grew bigger, the farmer grew stronger. And before you realize it, you are one tough mother trucker and can be lifting cows over fences. So it's like, don't doubt yourself. It's like if you did 1 push-up today, we'll just go with the body first. If you did 1 push-up today, guaranteed in 30 days, you could be doing 3. You could be doing 3 push-ups. But you got to just do 1 for a real long time. And then, bam, squeeze in a second one. And before you know it, you will get stronger. So have that knowing, that basic like gym class knowing, like if you walk to the mailbox every day, eventually that walk is going to get so much easier because you are getting stronger. So our inner strengths also, in a sense, have muscles. When you exercise your spiritual muscles, they will get stronger too. When you exercise your focus and intent, and you get more solid in that, you get better at it. Whatever you practice, you will get better and stronger. So if you want more strength, if you want to manifest more strength, then you just very simply start to practice strength, to start to look to your inner strength. It's like at first when you meditate, it might be difficult to focus on that, but then it gets easier. So if you're always focused on your weakness, that's what you perceive, that's what you practice, that's what you manifest more of. So Apollo is here today, and he says, focus on your strength. There's a mountain here today, which just is strength, and will teach us to have more strength. We have the Celtic goddess Brigid. She's here to talk about inner strength and moving back to wholeness, and just even recognizing that you have the power. We have lots of herbs today. We have fennel, that's our herb of the week. We have bearberry. We do have oak. And then what other interesting things do we have here? We have a Buddha, a meditating Buddha in the woods with a red lotus. And then we have a ginormous, the card itself is ginormous too, a ginormous sumo wrestler guy from the Faces, the Wisdom Keepers. So he's here. And then we have a cosmic strength card. It's kind of like a tarot card. I didn't get my tarot decks out, but in every tarot deck there usually is a strength card. But I thought we got enough cards on this table. But I did grab the First Light Tarot because it had a really cool like cosmic galactic star scene, and you know, it has a message of strength and telepathy. So we can even have strengths that we didn't even realize that we were capable of, like telepathically communicating. That would be something, you know, that you can build that type of strength, mental strength. So I don't want you to just think of strength as physical or emotional or got to get through this like torrential times. Yes, it is that, but it also can be other things too. Things inside of you have yet to discover, abilities that you had not considered, right? Sometimes your strength is silent. Sometimes, ironically, your strengths are your weaknesses. And it's like, so really, we could just talk about strength. And the more I look at the word strength, it looks weirder to me. Like, do you ever do that with a word? You're like, is this how you spell this? It looks so weird. The word strength now looks really weird now that I've stared at it for 13 minutes and 5 seconds. But anyways, bottom line, we'll go through these cards. But bottom line, you got to realize all the power you need is within you. You have the power. You are strong, and you can most certainly manifest more strength. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our herb of the week, fennel. And I'm so glad we're saying these together. I cultivate strength in myself and others. I am strong and confident. I relax and find my courage. There is nothing that cannot be handled. I trust my process. I celebrate my progress. I enjoy flexibility in every aspect of my life. I cultivate strength in myself and others. I am strong and confident. I relax and find my courage. There is nothing that cannot be handled. I trust my process. I celebrate my progress. I enjoy flexibility in every aspect of my life. And so it is. All right, you guys, I'm doing something crazy. I'm smashing this beautifully well laid out pile of cards all in one clump. And that's how this is the order of the cards that we're going to do. So yeah, sometimes when you can't make a decision, just clump everything into a pile and just work from the top down. Okay. So anyways, juggling a few things today. Little Thanksgiving text messages, gotta juggle that. I still have to make the coleslaw. I mean, I'm not going, but my family still expects me to make the coleslaw that I signed up for, which I didn't actually sign up for it. Like, I was told, you're bringing the coleslaw. I'm not going, but I still have to make and send the coleslaw. That's how my family rolls. Yeah, okay, you don't have to come, but make sure you still send the coleslaw. Okay. So I have to do that. And then you know what else I have to do? Just real quick, I'm not going to get into it too much, but I just have to process my other stuff that happened to me yesterday. I took my daughter to, long story short, I took my daughter to the dentist to get a composite. One of her composites fell out on the side of her tooth. And I was like, okay, they'll just fix it, right? Well, we get out to the car. Didn't they use a metal filling on the side of her tooth? You know, like the kind that has mercury that I would never fucking put in my child's mouth. So anyways, have to process that anger and the fact that we have to go back now in a week to get it out and replace it. Like, I was like, should we replace it or it's in there? Should we just leave it? It's just a little one on the side of a tooth, but like, her dad's like, yeah, you get it the fuck out of her mouth. So, and I'm actually with Daddy 100% on this, I guess, because it's like, why would they do that? Are dentists like the dumbest beings ever? Like, so anyways, I have to process my energy today and not make a voodoo doll for this woman. And it's like, of all people, like, I have so many dental issues, and like, I'm trying to be so cool with them and have them fix my kids' teeth, I guess. And it's like, did you really just do that? So yesterday, in a whole grand scheme of things, was like odd, not working. Yesterday did not work. So now today I have to try to just handle everything. But anyways, it's like, can we just ascend already and get out of these bodies? Because I'm tired of going to the dentist. Like, what's your main motivation for spiritual ascension into the fifth dimension? The dentist. Yeah, just my human experience with teeth makes me, one, totally okay with death or ascending out of this body. Okay, so anyways, back to strength. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of strength for me even to go get my teeth cleaned and let anybody in there, and like, oh my gosh. And this did not help. And she lied straight to my face, because I said, there's mercury in those metal fillings. And she looks at me and goes, no, there's not. Bitch, you then don't know what you're working with, or you literally just lied to my face. So I have to process this experience and really watch that I don't let my ego take me on a crazy ride into vengeance. All right. And because, like, where else? I don't even know where else to go. I mean, it's like, do we need to find a new dentist? Or do I have such a wonky vibration with this stuff that it doesn't matter where we go? It's just going to be, like, more bullshit, because for whatever reason, I'm having a difficult time cleaning up my dental biz, my dental karma. I was like, Elaine, what did we do in our past life to deserve this? Like, what the hell? All right. I said I wasn't going to get going on it, and there I go. Oak. We're starting off with this awesome card by the Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. It's an oak man. This is Daddy. Daddy, man. He's got like a mustache even. He's made of oak leaves. He's got oak corns? Acorns? Why don't they call them oak corns? That would make more sense, oak tree. Acorns? What about oak corns? This guy's not laughing. He's so serious. He's like, you don't even care about my joke at all. He's got antler horns. He's incredible. So this whole deck is really gorgeous. From Dana O'Driscoll. She's a Pennsylvania lady. She's into druidry. She has an awesome blog. She's very smart, like wise, and she just knows history and plants and druidry and you would like her. You would like her. Oak, wisdom, masculinity, strength. So I'm just going to open up in her guidebook real quick. Strength. Yeah, oak doesn't really need a introduction. However, did you know there's over 600 species of oak all over the world, and there's about 90 in the United States. So they produce acorns. So a lot of mammals and even humans will eat acorns and make acorn flour. Let's see. They also can be used to, like, you can use the oak. The oak produces tannic acid, so it's very strong against insect damage. It's kind of protective to itself. And then we can also have oak help us make our wine and flavor our wine and tan hides. And they have very deep roots as their branches are tall and their wood is very dense. So anyways, oak is just here. Like I said, we have 3 cards today with oak because it's just such a symbol of strength. It's just like the tree symbol of strength. So like the oak tree, it's strong and dense with incredibly deep roots. It can withstand high winds, a landslide. Like, the oak tree is strong. So it's like, be the oak. Draw on your own inner strength. Know that you have the strength to get through this situation. You know, it's like I have to remind my daughter, I'm so sorry you have to go back but you don't want metal in your mouth that off-gasses mercury for the rest of your life, even if it's just, quote, a little bit. I could have punched that dentist when she said that. But I didn't. Just because you're strong doesn't mean you can go around punching people. It sucks. It sucks that you're not allowed. But because some people in the moment, like, genuinely, I feel like they are asking me to punch them. Like please explain yourself a little bit more clearly, because all I can hear is that you want me to punch you. like, are you asking me to show you how strong I am? So anyways, we are looking at the green man on the oak card. It is a symbol of masculine power. This is the green man in the woods who is connected with himself and with the world around him. So when you are connected with yourself, with your inner self, seeing yourself connected with everybody, I can't punch this woman. She's part of me. You know, like, we're all connected. Like, apparently I'm supposed to be having this experience as well, right? Anyways, you can have strength like the green man. You can have wisdom. You can have knowledge. You can be the best green man you can be. So he does have this grounded masculinity energy that is good for us to all have when we're manifesting more strength, because that grounded masculinity offers soundness of judgment, stability, and honor. So it's like, if you have strength, I hope to God you also have integrity and stability and good judgment and honor and know how to use your strength. So I like that little perspective that the Green Man is pulling in. So anyways, that's our first card that we have to overlight us as we go through these cards. So what's really cool is our next card, we have the Oak Green Man with this masculinity. Next we have rolling up beside the Oak is Bridget from the Keepers of the Light deck by Kyle Gray, and she is just absolutely feminine and flaming. Literally, her hair looks like red fire. She's holding fire in her hands like in a little cup. She's as serious and strong as feminine gets and still stays feminine. You know what I mean? Like, she is embodied. Why? Because she is most likely married the masculine and the feminine within her. She is a whole being. That's how she is able to say, hey, I recognize that I have the power. And you can also recognize that you have the power and move back to wholeness. Move back to your strength. So Bridget, if you don't know, she's the Celtic goddess of Ireland who is closely associated with fire and the time of spring. And her twin flame is Cernunnos, which is basically the Green Man of the forest as well. So the fact that we mushed these cards together in a pile and these two came together in my mind is perfect. Bridget is loved by the Celtic people. She was so well loved by the Celtic people that when Christianity came to Ireland, she was adopted as a saint of holy wells and other holy places. She's a powerful figure who can help us channel our energy into something that is important for our growth. And as long as she herself has lasted through the ages, she adds longevity to our journey so that we can reach a deep state of wholeness. So yeah, she's been around forever. She's strong. She keeps going. You can call on her. You can call on Bridget to bring her sacred flames to burn away anything that's not serving you. To burn away what's not serving you. Have those flames to bless any new projects you have in mind and for support with fertility. So it's like, as we journey along, like, I'll just use the dentist as an example. I don't want to get sidetracked with this bitch. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, listen, I'm trying to move back to wholeness. I'm trying to get my strength back. Like I hate thinking that, like, poison was, like, introduced into our life, like, as we're the victim. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. I don't want to get distracted with anger, hate, you know, and whatever. And it's like, oh my God, please burn away everything about this that can be, so I can just focus on my journey and feeling the way I'm supposed to be feeling. But it's like, wow, what a test. What a test. And then it's like inner strength, you have to tap into it, because it's like, all right, like, yeah, you could just let it go, but it's like you actually have to tap into your inner strength and go back and make them fix it, because what they did actually was wrong. And you don't want your child to have mercury in their mouth. I can't even believe they fucking still use this shit. And then literally what blows my mind is we've never had that ever. Why would they think they could just suddenly use that and not ask permission and not okay it? And me of all, I mean, it's just flabbergasted, truly. But it's like, these are the things that might take us away from our wholeness. So Bridget is saying you have to recognize that you have the power. Your spiritual fire is growing within. Recognize that the power of your soul is greater than you think. We are more than these bodies. We have come a long way. So part of us manifesting more strength is understanding that there is a powerful force within us. And we do have the ability to create wonderful changes in our own life and inspire others to do the same. So anyways, it's like if we can have the strength of the mountain, that's our next card, if we can tap into this mountainous strength, this inner strength, this wisdom, we can grow our projects gigantically, right? Opportunities. It's like we are the project. We are the opportunity. We have an opportunity here on earth to grow into our wholeness, to become more of who we are. And it is like the mountain. We are that strong, right? So anyways, it's like, don't forget who you are. The mountain does not get shook very easy. It's like the mountain doesn't get upset. The mountain doesn't, it's like you have to be so solid in your strength sometime that you literally just seem unaffected by the weather that comes and goes, by the hikers that climb you and put their little pickaxe in you. It's like you have to just be so strong, it just doesn't even bother you. Whew. All right. So yeah, be so strong. Be the mountain, the massive mountain. Evoke that sense of impenetrable and immovable strength and stature. So this card from Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. I sometimes forget that I have this deck. And it's an awesome deck. I've had this deck since forever. And I love it. And the mountain is has a lesson for us. It's quiet and it leaves us in awe. And the mountain itself inspires us to reach for greater heights, even though it can pose challenges. So anyone who likes climbing mountains understands that. It's like, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but yet you want to do it. And in a lot of ways, that's all of us here on Earth. Earth, we knew, on a spiritual soul level, that it was not going to be easy. Like, we knew kind of what we were getting ourselves into. We knew it was going to be hard, and we still decided to come here anyways. Like, our soul was like, yep, we want it. Yep, this is going to expand us so much. Like, we want this challenge. And you're like, oh my God, boy, was I dumb. But no, it's like, sometimes we want the challenge. People go looking for it. You see that. But it's like, yeah, all of us actually wanted the challenge of being on Earth. So I hear. I don't know. What do you think? So anyways, here is the message from the mountain, from Earth Magic and Stephen D. Farmer. It's good. I'll just read it. It makes no sense to deny the strength you have at the cost of allowing yourself to be reactive and subject to external influences far beyond what is healthy for you. So literally, I'm like praying to the Holy Spirit to help me with this whole dental thing, and the mountain is here with my answer. Listen, honey, it makes no sense to deny the strength you have at the cost of allowing yourself to be reactive. Like, okay, if I would get angry at somebody and decide to knock their teeth out, ha ha, that would be funny because she's a dentist. Well, then where does that get me? I will get arrested, right? Like, it's like, okay, so that's not allowed. So what if I can do that? I'm strong enough to knock her into Tuesday, literally. But then I've actually lost my strength by losing my composure, losing my self-control. You know, I lost sight of my wisdom in that moment because I was allowed myself to be reactive and subjected to external influences, you know, and that's not healthy for me or anybody. So what we're to do right now as we manifest more strength is to imagine yourself as a mountain of strength, solidly grounded in the earth. Your head held high as if you were touching the sky. So do so now without straining, just as the mountain itself does not strain. Feel your feet and your energy, your whole body, your whole lower body just becomes one big mountainous boulder. And you are so solidly grounded into the earth. And you just hold your head held high like the mountain does up in the clouds, right? Up in the sky. It is majestic. Become the mountain. And the advice is, you know, that a lot of times our situations that we find ourselves in, they call for us to be vigilant, but not to the point of fear or paranoia. Just be the rock. Be that rock of strength that you are capable of becoming. The solidness of your resolve will be clearly communicated when you model yourself after the towering immensity of a mountain, impenetrable and inscrutable, standing steady like a rock is what is called for at this time. So it's like next Friday when I take my daughter back in there, I don't go back in there like a whiny bitch. I go back like a mountain, and I let my energy speak for me. And I can put them all in their place, standing there like a mountain, solid in my resolve. You know, it's like in our younger years, maybe it's just fun to make a scene, you know, but it's like, don't let yourself be shook. You are indeed a mountain. And Apollo comes in now. He's holding up the light, and he says, focus upon your strengths. It's like you are a mountain of light at the top of you, right? Like if they're like a Christmas tree, like there's a star. Think of like a star on the top of your mountain top, your mountain head. And Apollo is holding up a star of light right now. It's just kind of bursting. He's just, man, he is lit. He looks like a golden statue. This is the Ascended Masters deck by Doreen Virtue. And who even was Apollo? Who is Apollo? Are you wondering? I will open up the page and be reminded that he is the Greek sun god. So yeah, that's why he's so lit. He is the sun god who's the son of Zeus and twin brother of the goddess Artemis. So that is who Apollo is. Powerful deity. When we tap into the archetype or the story or energy of him, he can bring out the sunshine in you. He can bring out the sunshine in your life, literally and figuratively. So think of how strong the sun is. like it just feels stronger and stronger sometimes. Like this summer, I had to be careful. Like, man, you can get your little ass burnt pretty quick with the sun. I mean, that first day in the sun, you better have some sunblock on or some shade, or you know the sun is powerful. You know the sun has strength. But yet we must have it. It gives us life, right? We need it. We want it. We love the sun. It's, part of our strength. Now, Apollo was renowned for his physical strength. And so he can almost be like our personal trainer. So if we want more exercise or physical strength, he can help us. He can also help us gain emotional and intellectual strength. And he's like fantastic looking, like absolutely gorgeous. Like I would work out with him. I would probably do 3 push-ups for him right off the bat. So anyways, he has a very important message for us because, like I said in the intro, we get good at what we practice. We manifest more of what we focus upon. And he's saying, damn Skippy, that's why you got to focus on your strengths. So think about what makes you strong. Intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, any type of energetic, like whatever you consider something that serves you as strength, something that helps you move back to your wholeness, makes you understand you can be the mountain. Focus on that and not upon any perceived weaknesses. So just ignore your weaknesses. That's just your perception of yourself. Sometimes it's completely unfounded and even untrue. You think you can't do something, that you're weak, but actually that's just your low self-esteem. So do yourself a favor. Focus upon your strengths. That could be you having a loving heart, or having pure intentions, you actually just being a good person. I'm laughing because I like to think that I am, but then I have moments where I think maybe I could work on that. You might have good communication skills, people skills. Maybe there's a hobby, something you excel in. That could be your strength. You don't have to be perfect, but just start seeing everything as a strength. And then some things you're really, really strong at and good at. And other ones you could manifest more strength, but you're working on it. You're a work in progress. The more you bless and appreciate your strengths, the stronger they'll grow. So if you want to manifest more strength, then you have to appreciate and bless and grow the strength that you do have. And if you focus upon so-called weaknesses, they will grow. So what do you want to grow? Do you want to grow stronger? Do you want to grow more powerful? Do you want to grow into a person of strength for yourself and others? Then you got to start focusing on your strengths. View yourself with compassion and love. And if you catch yourself thinking bad about yourself or feeling poorly about yourself, catch yourself doing that and focus upon your strengths instead. Okay? Do your affirmations, lift your energy, talk about yourself in positive terms. Start moving your body. Really, that will help you on all your levels if you start moving your body a little bit more. Like do a little bit of muscle work, even just a tiny soup can. Like use that as your weight and do a little curling of your arms and work on get a little stronger. You'll appreciate that in your physical vessel. while we have them, you got to take care of them. So anyways, Paulo ending us here. We've only got 4 cards in, but that's all right. Well, let's take a tea break. And as we sip our tea, focus upon your strengths. All right, so we should be feeling pretty good. We've become a mountain. We're focusing on our strengths. Now we have an affirmation from the Healing Energy Oracle by Mario Duguay. And it says, nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. Inner strength. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. So it's like we gotta stop looking outside of ourselves for our power. And so actually this is cool because like we have this card and then we have the Buddha in the woods with the red lotus, and they look awesome together. They do. This next card is the Power Deck by Lynn V. Andrews. So, and Buddha is looking inside of himself. The Arcturian message this morning was a message for us to look inside of ourselves too. They said that, you know, their society was different because it was just taught to them from a young age to look within for your experiences, your gifts, your strength, your ecstasy. Everything you need is inside of you, and the inside world is more interesting than the outside world. And so because of that, they had a really much easier journey, life, incarnation, ascension, and they're trying to encourage us to get easier. Like they're trying to get us to be easier in this earth life because we have not had it easy. We went looking for the fucking mountain. We died on the mountain. You know, but it's like we could at any point go within and have an easier time of all of this. Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. Oh yeah, I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. And that's what gives me my strength. Now, it's just so funny how these cards are just going to keep circling us back to my experience with the dentist yesterday and many days before that. This card by Lynn V. Andrews, and I'm in total love with the Power Deck, says, this is the North card. It's a white card, number 27 of the North. The person who upsets you the most in your life is one of your best teachers. So, you know, it's like, yeah, I can be solid. I can be a mountain, but that don't mean that people aren't going to try to climb me or maybe put some dynamite in the side of me and blow me up, take my rocks. Like, it's not easy being a mountain. Okay, think about it, guys. Like, even being a mountain, you might be challenged, or, you know, somebody tries to ruffle your feathers or upsets you. These assholes who upset us in our life are our best teachers. If that person can get inside your head, turn you around and confuse you, you know that you still don't understand what you are doing. You need more strength. So if somebody can get in my head, which she's in there, I'm basically having Thanksgiving with this dentist because she's here. She's in my head. That tells me I need more strength. That tells me I don't maybe know exactly what I'm doing, and I need more strength. That tells me I need to go inside more. That tells me I need to connect with God more. I mean, call the Holy Spirit, call it source, call it whatever, divine. I need to connect with my divine abilities more. You can use many different words, but if somebody's getting in my head, then I need to be stronger in the light. I need to be stronger in my faith. I need to have more inner strength. I need to know that all the power I need is within me, and no one outside of me can hurt me. Learn by seeing that your life is a teaching. Like the red lotus healing its pain in inner solitude. Gain strength from entering your wounds and learning from them. So the magician remembers the trail and takes a different one, even if it is more difficult. In this way, you create your own path as you build strength from it. So sometimes it's like, we're like, why would I choose such a life? Why would I choose this difficult path? And it's like, it's difficult, but you're building strength as you learn from it, as you go on it. So start to see everything as a teaching, as something to show you something, to learn something. Like, wow, this sucks, but I'm going to be stronger afterwards. I'm going to have manifested more strength just by forging ahead on this path. So I want to talk about this picture, though, this painting. The paintings, I think they're all from the same artist, Rob Schuiten. And there is this illuminated Buddha in a very thick growing forest. Like the trees are small, but they're a can of sardines growing in the forest. And in the thick of it, the Buddha statue is glowing, and there's a little ball of earth beside him, and there's a red lotus. And so they are in there, going within. The painting is called Unfold in Light. It depicts a dense forest and a sacred being, a Buddha, healing his pain within the solitude of inner and outer wildness. So the red lotus is pain in the world and is being healed through transformation from the material realm into the higher realms of consciousness. Inner strength is found through deep inner searching and meditation, particularly in times of transition. And we most undoubtedly are in a collective time of transition in our world. You could be blind and still see how much pain that needs to be healed and transformed in this world, in the material realm. And how do we do that? We go within and find our inner strength through meditation and access the higher realms of consciousness. You in this body is only temporary. Thank God, right? We need to start going within for that inner strength and that inner knowing, and do our healing work and learn our lessons and do what we came here to do. In the shaman tradition, we move into the pain that we experience in life. We want to move into that pain to find the possibilities for learning and growth that are hidden there. It takes strength to look at your pain, to feel your pain, to move into it, and then find the growth. The growth. Like when you work out your muscles, you're like exhausted, you can't move. You're like, I worked out muscles I didn't even know I had. Right. And then they grow. Your muscles get bigger. They get harder. They get stronger. It's like the whole no pain, no gain, which I don't really enjoy. But just very technically, you work out your muscles. It seems like it hurts a little bit, but then they grow stronger. So when you experience your pain, and this gets emotional, all types of pain, in all of its aspects, when you experience it, you can move through it and emerge on the other side of it as a much more powerful and strengthened person. So if you want to manifest more strength and you're avoiding your internal pain, your emotional pain, your intellect, you're depriving yourself of that experience. You're depriving yourself of that expansion, that growth. You're depriving yourself of healing by avoiding it. So it's like, go through it. Like a football player running through that paper sign. Just bust fucking through it. Run through it. Feel it. Right? Just do it. So anyways, this is a North card. So it's all about strength, wisdom, and spirit. And by balancing your physical life with your spiritual life, you will find the strength necessary to evolve. So I would say most of us are imbalanced. Like, we need more spiritual life. So that was our last manifest more spirituality. Maybe you want to check that out. But balance your life. Don't just see yourself as a physical body where you're missing the big picture. You're missing the mountain. It's like, if you do that, you're like standing next to a mountain and not seeing it. You need to balance your spiritual with your physical and find that inner strength. All right. Coleslaw is made. I don't know how, but I burnt my hand making coleslaw. I'll tell you how. And I did this the last time too, and I forgot. So I used my food processor that is getting older to make the coleslaw. My grandma loves how it's like really fine chopped up, you know. It's like better than doing it with a hand shredder. So anyways, I use my food processor, and then I take the lid off, and I grabbed the attachment, which was metal, which was hot. And I instantly remembered that I had done that last time. So I need to remember next time I get suckered into making coleslaw, which will probably be Easter, don't touch that thing. It's getting way hot, so it's overheating. But anyways, I hope it lasts forever because, you know, I don't really want to have to buy a food processor for coleslaw that I make twice a year. But my family depends on me to make the coleslaw. All right, our next two cards look really sweet. I'm glad they're together because they match, kind of. They're like pastels. We have number 6, Build Strength, from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle by Jill Pyle. This is a really fun, modern deck. And basically, she's working out. She's got her sports bra, which is the coolest sports bra I've ever seen. It has a crescent moon and lightning bolt, planet, gems. It's like really cool. She's like throwing a punch, like not at anybody, just working out. She has a vertical third eye on her forehead and purple hair. So it's like braided back to French braid cornrows. So anyways, Build Strength, and it's next to another pastel in in a more whimsical way, this deck is Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. And she says, look to your strength. You are stronger than you realize. And there's this like crystal princess, and she's looking into a crystal ball, and she has a metallic leaf necklace, and she's watching, I guess, herself in this crystal ball, maybe. Or maybe in a lot of ways, like, this imagery reminds me kind of like our higher selves are big, like she's so much bigger than this little crystal ball. Watching her incarnation, her little self, that's who we are right now. And it's like our greater selves are like, oh, they're just rooting for us. They want us to succeed. They're like maybe not even understanding how some days we can have such a hard time down here, because they just want to be like, don't you know who you are? Like, you are stronger than you realize. I mean, clearly you have forgotten how powerful and great you are, because, you know. So, yeah, and I've heard that message too in another way through the Arcturians, who say, like, we actually know who you are. And, yeah, quite frankly, sometimes we're surprised that you struggle so much, because we know who you are, and yeah, we're a little surprised. So clearly there's something that we have not yet tapped into within ourselves, and knowing who we truly are and what we're actually capable of. So whether it's like physically looking at this picture, like maybe she didn't realize that she could do a kickboxing class, but hey, look, she's doing it. Or it's like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that I could get through this, but once I tapped into my inner strength, I realized I'm way stronger. Way, way, way stronger. So let's start with this one, number 11, with the way stronger inner strength. Tapping up into the higher realms for more strength, more guidance. Number 11 says, the angels are asking you to dig deep inside of your inner self. The strength is in you. Though it may not feel like it right now, you will be able to push through this. Believe in yourself and know that you have the power within you. So manifest more strength. You're not going to find strength outside of yourself, truly. It's within you. It really is. Even if you go to the gym and that seems like it's outside of yourself, it's your inner resolve, your inner strength, your inner commitment that gets you there, that makes you show up every day or 3 times a week. You know, it might seem like an outer thing, but it's actually within you. So believe in yourself. Dig deep, deep, deep inside yourself. The strength is in you. And yeah, I mean, I like the idea of working out a little bit more. I'm 42. Definitely use it or lose it comes to mind. You know, it's never too late to you know, take care of your body, I guess. Well, there actually probably is a point that's too late. So get on it. Whatever makes you feel like strong, do that. I am strong. Believe that. My body, mind, and spirit are resilient. I am strong. So do something new this week. Move in a new way. It's, of course, everything's getting shut down in the world, so it's like probably it's going to be difficult to sign up for a class right now, but you, honey, you are fully capable of opening up your YouTube and finding a little exercise video, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can start with. Do something, stretch. I mean, that's one of my goals. Apparently in my head, I don't like yoga. So I'm not going to call it yoga, but like I need to stretch. I don't care what I call it. I need to do it. Maybe build some strength that way through flexibility. So it's like, yes, the mountain is hard as a rock. I got that pretty good in my body. Now I need to find strength through flexibility. Now, this card has a good reminder. Remember to not get caught up in your physical appearance. Strength can manifest in the body in many different ways. So, I mean, it's sort of like if you ever watch like UFC fights or fighters, sometimes like some dude is, he's going to fight and he doesn't look like he's got good muscle tone, but he is strong. So it's like, sometimes it's like we have to totally be like, get away from the way it looks and just tap into the feeling. So it's like, feel the strength. Don't look for it, in your muscles, because some people, they could work out till the cows come home and they're still not going to look ripped. There's just some people that they're not going to get that definition, but trust me, they are definitely strong. So even if you don't look like a strong person, you still can totally be. And some of the strongest people mentally and intellectually and emotionally might actually be the weakest physically. So it's like we've got to be open to strength in many different ways, and don't sell yourself short. So if you just don't have the right vessel to be physically strong, you can be strong in so many other ways. So to maintain focus, think of a goal you'd like to accomplish that requires some additional strength, like maybe a hike, maybe a walk to the mailbox, running a certain distance. Like, think of something that you want to accomplish. Focus on the outcome you wish to attain instead of how you want your body to look. So it's like, okay, so get away from this physical body looking a certain way. Sorry, I keep looking behind me to see if my mom's here for the coleslaw. And be like, okay, I'm not ever going to have a 6-pack abs. Well, I actually almost do, but don't let yourself feel bad. Because my stomach's ugly. My stomach is ugly. Having 3 kids and 3 surgeries and like stretch marks, and I mean, I look like I got into a fight with a pot of boiling water and lost. However, I have muscles under there, like big time. But anyways, I can't get caught up in the fact that I'll never look good without my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to know my stomach will never look the way I want it to. But that's not the point. The point is, how do you want your stomach to feel? Right? How many push-ups or sit-ups do you want to be able to do? I don't like sit-ups, actually. I do like standing, like just clench your stomach, Tai Chi shit, and it works for me. But it's like, think about like what you want to be able to do with your strength. Like, I want to be able to keep up with the kids. Like, that's a lot of people's motivation. I want to be able to lift my own body weight in case I walk off the cliff. I want to be able to pull myself up. Like, think about what you want to be able to do. Like, I want to be able to walk around the block 3 times and feel so empowered by that, and not like, I want to have good cardio. I want to have good strength. I want to be able to get through the day and not have any pain because my body's stronger. Like, it's good to focus on the goal, focus on the outcome you wish to attain. Get away from the body looking a certain way, because that's a trap. That's a trap that wants to catch all of us, and it's like just very distracting. So I want to be emotionally strong in order to be able to take care of my family as they get older, right? So it's like you can think, okay, well, I really need to find this inner strength to do this, this, and that. And then you use this, this, and that as your motivation. So we're using like a physical example, but you can do this on any level. And the Sacred Self-Care Oracle says, most importantly, be sure to celebrate yourself when you reach this goal. I mean, Fennel, once with the Four of Wands, with the little fairies this week, they want us to celebrate all the little milestones, all the goals, all the day. You show up one day, celebrate that. You show up a second day to work out, celebrate that. You know, it's like maybe you want to find strength in your communication, so you want to start journaling. Like, feel really proud of every time you open up that book and pick up that pen, or be honest with yourself. You're like, I'm really going to try to find strength and within myself, and I'm going to approach the pain and really go through it. Celebrate yourself for doing that. And then here is a journal prompt. What makes you feel strong? So what actually does make you feel strong? Ooh, it's a good question. What makes you feel strong? All right, we're getting down to the pile here. I'm going to put out 4 more cards. Now, the dragon butterfly is on a fennel. And so we had this card Monday with fennel. So if we've already talked about this one. Hold on. I should just push stop, but I'm not. Because So anyways, what makes you feel strong? It's a great question. It's certainly a good one for me to reflect and contemplate, because after a month of not feeling very, very strong, I'm just going to put all the cards left out. It's like, hey, I got to get a little stronger so that, these little bugaboos don't bring me down. Yeah, I definitely want to have more strength. Absolutely. Who doesn't want to manifest more strength? So, all right, now we have 3, 6, 7 cards, but don't freak out, because a couple of them will be real quick. Or what's your hurry? If you're listening to me on Thanksgiving, you don't have a life either. No, it's cool. All right. So I'm going to start over here with this Grace card. What's her name? Now I didn't grab the deck. This is the Grace deck that has the affirmations. It's Cheryl Richardson and the Grace deck. And there is this really just, oh man, she's strong, I'm sure, but like you wouldn't look at her and think she was strong. She seems quiet and calm, but here's the thing. You don't have to be like a muscle mania, or you don't have to be like this 300 and whatever pound sumo guy to be recognized as strong. Like, even though we do have the oak tree here, another oak tree, you don't have to look like an oak tree or a mountain to be strong. This black swallowtail butterfly on the fennel is strong. The fennel, even though it looks like just little frilly nothing leaves, trust me, it can be strong. And we have the oak tree on the priestess of strength. And she too is quiet with her eyes closed and going within. So it's like, do not judge a book by its cover. Make no assumptions on what strength looks like. Like, I often, with my sister who is completely misguided and on drugs and ruining her life, I also sometimes take another perspective with her, that she literally must be one of the strongest persons that I know. Because anyone else doing what she has done and gone through and been through, and anyone else would be dead by now. but she is so strong. She has such strength. It's not always guided appropriately, but nonetheless, I see her strength. And I think that it would be a gift to ourselves to see that in everybody. And yes, of course, within ourselves as well. But start to see how other people are strong. Start to see people's strength. Focus on what they're good at. See their strengths and celebrate their strength. And it will be easier and easier to give that gift to yourself. All right, so this little lady on the Cheryl Richardson Grace card says, face your fear. Yeah, face your fear. Every challenge is a blessing in disguise, a gift that makes us stronger, more conscience, and ultimately more alive. So this lack of strength in my physical body this month made me want to be stronger, made me want to be more alive, made me more grateful and thankful for when I am feeling strong, gave me the contrast that I needed, the comparison to bring in that appreciation of strength that I needed. So any challenge, you got to just say, this is a blessing in disguise, even if that sounds like such bullshit in the moment. Like, you can tell yourself, well, it will make me stronger. It will. It is. I guess that's a gift. I guess I'm more conscious now. I guess I feel more alive that I faced this challenge and faced my fear. And really, a lot of times you do feel that intensity, that sincerity. And, in that perspective, we can appreciate all these things that challenge us and make us stronger. So yeah, I definitely say there are some challenges that's like, oh my God, like, am I going to be able to do this? And the oak tree comes in again with a message of strength, with the priestess of strength, who is meditating. That's why she has her eyes closed. She's meditating beneath a botanical wheel containing oak leaves, flowers, and acorns. So we've got a huge message to go within. If we want to manifest more strength, we have to go within. We must. She has a beautiful green dress, and beside her is a labyrinth, symbolic of endurance and strength as we journey through life's mysteries. So it's like we do have to be strong like the oak, because some of our goals and our paths are a very long labyrinth, very long time. We need endurance. We need strength. Things might have become too hard or too boring, and no tangible results are being seen with some of our long cherished goals. So if you can relate to that, don't give up. Never give up. That's the priestess of strength says, never give up. Draw on the strength and resilience of the oak's energy to give you the push you need to continue. So like we've been talking about with the oak, it's so strong. It's so solid and grounded. You can use oak bark for astringent, you see sometimes in varicose veins, white oak bark or oak bark, antiseptic. The leaves and acorns are used in luck magic and fertility spells. The lesson of the oak is that powerful things come from small beginnings. So this little acorn can be a huge oak tree. Who would ever thought that, Looking at the little acorn might not even get it, that it actually has the potential to be a massive, huge tree. So there is an oak luck spell. If you have an oak tree, you can gather some oak leaves, clean them, place these oak leaves in a bowl of water with a couple drops of lavender oil. And what you do is you wash your hands in this magical oak bath, and imagine that you are drawing divine strength, protection, and huge amounts of luck from the oak leaves. And as you wash your hands in this oak leaf bath, you imagine and see yourself succeeding. And really know and see your efforts will be richly rewarded soon. So if you're kind of faltering and feeling like, I don't know if I can do this, like I seriously feel like giving up, you need to hang out with an oak tree today. Like if you are really wobbling, even just find an oak tree, get a couple acorns, put an acorn in your pocket, reach in there, be reminded of potential, be reminded of strength, hug an oak tree, literally let it touch you. Feel strength emanating from it, and know that you too have that potential. You do. So it's like, don't give up. Face your fears. Keep going. Right now the sun just came out from behind a very big cloud. Like there's sunbeams blasting in this room. It was so dark before. But it's like you have to have this strength to stay on your path of light and stay focused on that. See the light. Let that become stronger. So the Herbal Healing Deck by Sarah Baldwin and Ashley Verkamp, they have an awesome oak tree. All their illustrations are really cool. So the oak has golden eyes, and there's an infinity symbol on his third eye, and yeah, he's got like a big old oak nose. His nose is very fitting for himself. My mom's heading on her way. You guys, she's on her way to get the coleslaw. Oh gosh, so funny. Oak. I don't know, can we squeeze in oak before she gets here? Let me open up to the trees. Oak is all about strength. Anthony Robbins, which he's a pretty big dude, says, stay committed to your decisions, but stay flexible in your approach. So as you have these long-term goals that you do have to tap in and manifest more strength, if you think, if you want to make it to the end, honey, we gotta get strong. We have to keep going. So stay committed, but also stay flexible, right? That's part of the strength of trees, of the oak tree. It knows how to weather the storms. It knows how to bend and sway with the wind. If it's too rigid, it will be brittle and break off. So you've got to stay committed, but also stay flexible. So for my for my herb nerds, the oak is really good herbal medicine. The bark is very astringent, makes a good remedy for bleeding, hemorrhaging, piles, those are hemorrhoids, diarrhea, infections. It is medicine. And of course, the lumber industry loves it because it's a good provider tree. And Native Americans use the acorns as food. And I still know some people that harvest acorns, and because they're cool like that. Oak bark promotes healthy teeth and bones. According to Matthew Wood, it can actually recalcify bones in cases of osteoporosis and help prevent or manage dental cavities. You guys, I cannot make this stuff up. Like, this whole time I'm talking about my children's teeth and my teeth, and oak has just been waiting its turn to tell me, so what, we maybe need to rinse with it? Yeah. What do I need to do? Oak is a picture of strength and integrity, providing us with a solid structure. And the plant spirit can be thought of as the king of trees. Oak represents the masculine qualities of endurance, willpower, and determination. And in some Native American traditions, it symbolizes the center of the medicine wheel. Some practitioners plant an oak in the center of the medicine wheel garden in recognition of the life force that makes a tiny acorn grow into a giant tree. So, recalcifying bones help prevent or manage dental cavities. You can bet your bottom dollar I'll be looking into this. Yeah, I mean, my daughter's going to hate me, but she's going to have to start rinsing her mouth with a lot of interesting things because, like, we got to do something because it's a little out of control with her and me too. I would like to have my teeth for as long as I can, you know. I like them. So anyways, it's good medicine and something to look into for our own physical strength. Let's see here. So this card, like in an oracle reading, would indicate a period when you are very strong, reliable, and responsible. The mighty oak does not come without warning, however. When traits of strength and endurance become too rigid, a person can be pushed to the breaking point. So it's like you got to be strong and flexible. So stay committed. Possessing the commitment to keep working for the future is a great thing, but if you work tirelessly without a pause, you could build up stress and tension and cause health problems. So yeah, you literally could spend all of November sick if you don't take a break. The 19th and 20th century herbalists used remedy of oak for nervous breakdowns, alcoholism, and a whole other bunch of stuff caused by stress. So if you begin to see that you're breaking down, stressed out in your life, or maybe you've already reached that breaking point, oak is saying, hey, here's your sign, a little acorn falling on your head, a little sign to relax and slow down. All right, 14 hours later, where were we? Still talking about oak. Yeah, 14 hours later, we're still talking about oak. The flower essence of oak is used for those with a strong personality who may forget to temper their strength. So you can actually use the flower essence of oak if you find that, like, yeah, you kind of don't know when to temper your strength and you overdo it, maybe literally hurt people. Oak asks you to accept your own limitations and learn to surrender to life. So let go and let God is a nice phrase to keep in mind when you're trying to be more flexible, when you're trying to balance your masculine with the feminine. It's like you can't just use your strength to force everything. Yeah, sometimes you can, and sometimes it's going to really get you off balance, and it's not going to be good for you. So balance is not only necessary for the individual, but also for the human race as well. And speaking of race, my daughter's just like skipping along through here. And since I took so long to make this podcast, I have to let everybody be loud, including my dog. I can't yell at anybody. Now the whole strength podcast just takes a downward spiral. But that's okay, because that's kind of like where we're at too, like getting challenged, maybe reaching that breaking point and that imbalance. So it's like, listen, oak reminds you to take that occasional break. There's a book called The Herbal Medicine Maker's Handbook by James Green, which sounds awesome. I don't have it. And he has an affirmation with oak that says, I'm keenly aware that the visions and mental focus of one's creative energy are far more effective than action alone. So that says, listen, don't just try to be
all of your strength. Stay open to receiving help from the universe, from others, from your intuition, from creative energy, from source, from the Arcturians. Like all the time, they're like, we're here for you. We want to help you. We want to give you activations and attunements. I mean, get help from nature. Get help from whatever it is that you feel like you can open up and receive from the universe. Get help from that. You don't have to be alone in your strength. Use the wisdom, use your ancestors, use the herbs to help you be strong. Use the oak tree. So anyways, this card is like, listen, you have the discipline, you have the integrity, you definitely can achieve your goals. But now you just got to temper that strength with, and make it easier, and be steadfast and be fluid and flexible. You don't want to become brittle. Even the mighty oak must sway with life's changing winds to avoid falling. So yeah, even the oak, as strong as it is, it has to go with the flow and be easy. So I just uploaded a really amazing Happy Thanksgiving video on my YouTube, and my hand is made of light. Like the thumbnail that YouTube picked for me must have been when I was waving to the camera, and my hand is actually glowing. It is so weird. I'm gonna leave that as my thumbnail. All right, so like I think now after the oak tree, it just makes sense to go to the butterfly. Like butterflies are like made out of like tissue paper in air. They're so fragile, right? But yet they're strong. Hey, Gracie, do you have to chew that bone right now? They're so strong, and you know, it's like they can carry their own. They've had to release everything that's heavy, everything that's weighted. And so yeah, we hung out with Fennel in the black swallowtail on Monday, because Fennel's our herb of the week, and it taught us a lot about strength already on Monday. But just to recap, you know, Fennel, it can be used in cooking. It has many medicinal and magical uses, but it can also become a little strong and overpowering. So it's like definitely that message of tempering our strength. Farmers would rub their blades before they plowed their crops with fennel, salt, and soap to make the earth stronger and encourage a better crop. I mean, fennel has a lot of energy that says, hey, I give you strength. I give you courage. Romans would chew it before they went into battle. It has the strength to calm down your digestive tract and gas and indigestion. It's very, very strong, even though it doesn't seem like it. It is. So this strength card from the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle by Carla Morrow says, strength appears as a firm reminder that you have a deep well of fortitude within you. There is power in knowing who you are and what you do well. Dig deep and find a solid base from where to anchor yourself and muster the might, endurance, and confidence to do what must be done. If you can't find it within, seek a friend or fellow tribe member to help you. Sometimes we need to lean on others, but in vulnerability, in the feeling of being vulnerable, we can find the seeds of strength we never knew we had. And I mean, it's like, this is such a terrible analogy. I don't know why it's coming to me, but it's like, think about somebody on their deathbed who like just lingers on and on and on, like an elderly person that lives like 7 more years past when they should have. Like, I drove by my mom's neighbor the other day, and I swear to God, he was old when I was like in elementary school, okay? Now, 35 years later or whatever, it's like, dude is even old. Like, he's ancient. Like, how is you still going? How are you, like, people are so much stronger than they realize. Like, some people can just keep going, even though it seems like they're vulnerable. Like, how is this dude still alive? Yeah, is he? Or does he still even have a pulse, or did he die and not realize it, and his body is just still walking around? Anyways, in what ways am I strong is something to ask yourself when you're trying to manifest more strength. Figure out in what ways you are already strong, and then celebrate and focus and grow those more while you tap into your strength, and use it willingful in your life. So in what ways are you strong, and how can you tap into your strength and use it willfully in your life? So it's there. I think that's the message. Manifest more strength. Well, it's already there. Yes, you can grow it. Yes, you can strengthen it. You can have as much of it as you want. But first, you got to recognize that it's already something that you have. As she thunders by me. I love her so much. All right, so asking the universe for help, we'll go to the First Light Tarot, and then only 2 more cards after that. So yeah, I mean, manifest more strength. I really do feel like there is so much strength to be had in your faith, in your, yeah, I'll just say it, your extraterrestrial resources. You know, and a lot of people aren't really probably ready to think about that, or think that that's an option, but it is. It is. I mean, I saw a light being when I was 16, and I'm excited someday to hopefully see another one. But when I was 16, it freaked me out. So I guess like I wasn't ready to see, you know, any type of energy from another dimension, I guess is probably like a good way to say it. But anyways, it's kind of like, you know, sometimes you have to get strong enough to be able to handle more help. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense, but I said it anyways. So this word is strength with another little word, telepathy. It's number 8. This is the First Light Tarot, which is a pretty cool deck. I haven't worked with it a lot, but I was drawn to it. I liked it. And this card has to do with intellect, intuition, and animals. And it's like a tarot card, like the strength card in a tarot deck. And it brings forth a knowing about those around you in the form of intuition or telepathy. You feel strong in the way you're able to communicate and to understand easily what those around you are trying to relay. It's almost as though you have lived this time before, because the answers to your questions seem to have been well thought out and prepared before you've ever asked. So interesting, like, you know, I'll just use this whole like dental thing again. There I am asking for help. There Oak is today, ready to say, hey, I might be able to help you with your teeth and with your children's teeth. Like, you know, it's like our answers are there as soon as we can be open to receiving them. But I think like what I want to talk about as far as manifesting more strength, I mean, you wouldn't think like empathy and intuition is a strength, but it is. Like, if you can basically know what somebody's feeling and thinking, honey, that's a strength. That's a skill. That's something for you to see how that can be an asset in your life. And this card also brings forth an intense understanding and love for animals of all natures, even those that have repulsed you in the past. An even more interesting development here is that animals seem to know your thoughts as well. You may also have the feeling that someone has something important to share with you, at least from their eyes. So it's a message to listen. So strength can be very quiet. It can be very intuitive. It can be a knowing. Have strength in your knowing. Now, there is some advice here. I'm just going to read it because I'm curious as to what it says. Beings from other universes and dimensions do not have physical love connections to humans. However, they do have very strong love ties that are fed to them through the source and then go on to our hearts. Love may or may not be a concept for some, but no matter, because the connection to us is the same. Keep the heart and mind open and consider that you may not know all, but you can accept all connections of a positive vein into the heart. So be open, I guess, is the message, to support, strength, and love from all types of directions, from the cosmos, from the stars. Make your strength visible to those who find life difficult. Become an inspiration to them, for it is they who will be your teachers one day. So if you can be strong and have strength to hold others up, you know, someday they could be the ones holding you up, or you might inspire them today with your strength. Well, trust me, I just had a lapse in my own strength, although I found more of it. But it's like, you know, sometimes even the strongest of the strong have days where they will have to ask for help. And that takes great strength too, to just ask for help. All right. Are you still with me here? Good Lord. Okay, we have the Hedge Witch Botanical with bearberry, and then we have the sumo wrestler guy. And then hopefully at some point we've picked up something that's going to help us manifest more strength. This is like another, excuse me, old man. This is another podcast that's like a test of endurance, a test of strength. And I guess that makes it really funny that there were so many cards and just go on, and so many interruptions. And I mean, holy moly, but it's like we are not going to stop until we have finished our goal, and then we will feel stronger for it. So if I say we're going to manifest more strength, then we going to do that. Right? You just have to sometimes be like that. You do. All right, so this is bearberry. It's also called uva ursi, which is usually how it's referred to in herbal books. But it can be called black bearberry, mountain bearberry, Douglas berry, kinnikinnick, alpine bearberry. It's got lots of names, but it's uva ursi. And the name of this common plant is uva ursi, or bear grape. Why? Because bears love it. It's a little dwarf shrub related to heather. The leaves are glossy and oval. It is mostly flowering in June in the northern hemisphere. Whatever. You can find it North America, Asia, Europe. There's red bearberry. You can find this plant in moorlands, dry forests with birch and pine on the edges of bogs. It has a symbiotic relationship and lives with fungi, which supply it nutrients such as phosphorus. Anyways, these uva ursi berries, these bear berries, can be made into a tea, dried, used as a tonic, an antiseptic, an astringent. Isn't that interesting? These are antiseptic and astringent, and so is oak. So there's something to that astringency that leads to strength. What else? It can be mixed with other botanicals. It could be smoked with tobacco. Okay. A mixture called kinnikinnick, which literally, it's a Unami Delaware word, which literally translates to mixture, was used among Native American peoples as a tobacco-like product. Okay, so anyways, this has been around definitely for a while. You can forage the leaves and dry them for later use. It's It's thought to be relatively safe, but large doses have been reported to cause nausea, vomiting, fever, miscarriage, tinnitus, and a whole other bunch of ridiculous things that I guess, be moderate. But it has the meaning, this card has the meaning of strength. And yeah, think about how strong a bear is, or a mama bear. All bears, very strong. And so this is the favorite food of the bear. But the bearberry also echoes the bear's energy. And just the fact that it itself, this plant, is very hardy. It can thrive in difficult conditions. And yeah, the bear is a talisman of strength, confidence, grounded energy. And yeah, there's a definitely like mama energy with it as well, right? Mothers are so strong. The strength of a mother, right? You just shout out to all my mamas listening in. Truly, we embody strength, mama bears. So yeah, just really strong. And yeah, that's why the bearberry got on the table today, with that bear energy. And yeah, being super resilient. And yeah, feed your inner bear. All right, speaking of feeding, you could definitely assume that this guy on this last card, number 34, Strength, from the Wisdom Keepers, 64 Faces of Awakening by Rosie Arison, and Siolo Thompson did the Hedge Witch Bearberry. I don't know if I mentioned her name. This guy is big boy. And what's cool about this deck is each of these cards has a story. They have a gift, they have a shadow, they have a siddhi. The gift with this card is strength. The shadow, which we've already discussed, is force. When our strength gets out of hand and we start to force things that happen. And the siddhi is majesty. We are talking about the ability to act in harmony with natural forces, the real definition of strength. So if you've got time, I will just read you his story. One time on my YouTube, I did so many podcasts, and each one we read one of these stories, and it was really interesting. Then this guy is going to have a gift for us, and we will end our podcast with manifesting more strength with some questions for contemplation. And you should then be super well on your way of absolutely manifesting more strength in your life. My wisdom story. I was a small and scrawny boy, bullied throughout my childhood. Raised by my parents to be humble, I allowed myself to be mistreated. Instead of speaking out, I stuffed my feelings down with food. As I grew in height and width, the teasing intensified. Once a bully taunted me with a stick. To everyone's shock, especially mine, my body lunged at him, and with a pure force I didn't know I had. The next thing I knew, he was whimpering on the ground. Word got out at school about my physical power. I took the advice of one of my teachers, who suggested I be trained in sumo wrestling. In class, my potential was recognized quickly. I was soon moved into a training stable where every aspect of my life became highly regimented and dictated by strict tradition. My capacity for self-effacement was praised, and I followed all of the rules in the stable. But I found myself breaking them in the ring. I'd look into the eyes of my opponent and see the bullies from my past. Rage and the desire to humiliate would overcome me, and my timing would suffer. Sometimes I'd lose, but mostly I'd get thrown out of the game. One day, my stable master reprimanded me for my bullheadedness. "I'm trying my hardest," I exclaimed. He saw right through my anger and into the deep sadness within me. Then he said something I'll never forget. "Force comes from the mind, but true strength is rooted in the belly." Then he told me that sumo wrestling at its core was meant to be an act of harmony, a sacred opportunity to embody gratitude and to purify the heart, not to obliterate enemies. The ring was there to provide me with both the freedom and the boundaries I needed. Then he instructed me to stop trying, forcing, resisting, and thinking. In the years that followed, I learned to surrender myself as so completely that now I'm now known all over as a dancer of primal power and pure awareness. I am content beyond imagining. My gift to you. I come to acknowledge your strength and to ask you to purify your heart by liberating yourself from the war in your mind. Be careful not to mistake the people around you for your enemies. Your true enemies are your own misguided thoughts, your reactive emotions, and everything in you that wrestles you away from the present moment. It's time to stop trying to force things to go a certain way just because your mind tells you so. Stay open to outside influence. Keep tuning into the natural world around you. Listen for the flow of life, and you shall tap into it. There is an inexhaustible reserve of inner strength deep in your belly. It is greater than you can possibly imagine. So, happy Thanksgiving. I just love it that we're ending the strength with a belly reference. As we get hungry around here, we'll start making that dinner soon, I'm sure. But that is where our power lives, in our solar plexus, in our belly. You got to give power a place to live. You got to give strength a place to grow. And know that it's in there. It's in there. You just got to stoke the fire. It definitely is there. So what a great story of number 34. This guy who, he had to learn how to channel his strength appropriately and realize that, the only enemies we do have are our minds and our thoughts and our own hatred. It truly is. And, that's what I've been literally wrestling with today, contemplating what I need to do with the dentist. And I do not need to be a sumo wrestler. I really don't. I have to see this for what it is and know that help is around and Oak is here and, all of that. So these are some seriously, amazingly reflective questions. You could journal with these questions for contemplation, or just think about it for a hot minute with me right now. But truly be honest with yourself. Okay, I'll ask the question and think about what comes up as we make intentions to manifest more strength. Are you afraid of your own power. In what situations do you tend to hold it back? So that's something to think about, just so you know yourself. Here's a couple more. Did you ever learn that force is necessary to get what you want? How might this belief still be impacting your life? So if you grew up thinking that you had to force things or make things happen, like, how did that impact your life? Is it still impacting your life? Have you or others ever been surprised by the intensity of your own impact? So did you ever have a moment of your force and strength becoming unbalanced and almost volatile and bursting out of you, and even you were surprised and everyone else around you was surprised? They were like, oh my God. Right? Just know it's like that happens because it's in there and we don't give it a place to channel. And then, we don't deal with our issues. And like him, he was stuffing instead of speaking out, saying that he was bullied, he just decided to stuff his feelings down with food. And, we stifle our feelings in other ways, many ways. And then, sometimes they burst out. And we are surprised by the intensity of our own impact. So just something to contemplate. Here's another one. Have you ever surrendered so deeply to a physical activity, dance, or movement that you lost total track of time? Ooh. So as we are talking about moving our bodies today, did you ever get into it that you lose track of time? Or that you're shoveling dirt maybe, or you just lose track of time because you are completely surrendered so deeply to a physical activity. Just questions to contemplate. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just something for you to think about, reflect about. Okay, 2 more. Remember a time when you experienced inner strength. Where were you? What happened? And how did you feel? So it's like, if you think that you have no strength, you gotta find a time that you actually did and tap into that experience. And then last one is actually a suggestion. Find an image that for you reflects true majesty. Place it somewhere where you can see it easily and often. Journal any thoughts that arise. So maybe have something seriously, we could all go find a little acorn to remind us of our potential. But if there's something else that reminds you of greatness and majesty and strength, maybe a picture of a mountain or whatever it is for you, a bear on a mountain holding an acorn. Use it to remind you that you are indeed strong. Whoop, whoop. Yes, indeed, you are strong. So thanks for hanging out with me. Go in the distance, literally again, with a Manifest More episode. Manifest more strength. Yes, between the oak tree and the bear and the mountain and the green man and Apollo and Bridget and Buddha and the red lotus and the girl from Taekwondo class, we have got a lot of good reminders that we can absolutely manifest more strength. We are fully capable. It's there. We just got to focus on it, let it go, let it grow. It's like putting a key in a lock. Just unlock the strength door already and let it flow. Let it flow, focus on it, and let it grow. All right. Absolutely, hands down, you can do this. You can do anything. You literally have the strength of God within you. It's in your belly. All right. Thanks a lot, you guys. Manifest more strength.